Hi, welcome to the Wine and Housewife. Today we're going to be doing crafts, cocktails, and dinner. And my helper here is going to be coming along with us. This is Athena. She's a sweetheart. Anyway, our craft today, we're going to be turning 2 decorator tables into modern boho chic plant stands for my daughter. She's so sweet. The cocktail today, we're going to be moving inside and we're going to be doing a Spicy Peach Moscow Mule. Can't wait for that. It is delicious. And for dinner tonight, we're going to be making egg roll in a bowl. So if you are on a carb-conscious diet, this is the perfect Chinese fix for you because it tastes just like egg rolls and there are no carbs in it. It is delicious. So let's get started. So for our craft today, we're going to be taking these decorator tables that my daughter Tiffany got for $5, and we're going to be turning them into plant stands for her apartment. And her apartment is very boho chic, so we are going to turn these into modern boho chic tables with gold dipped legs. I can't wait to get started. Now I already have primed these. I just need to put a coat of paint on them. And the paint that I'm using is just, y'all, it's just leftover wall paint from the house. So I'm going to be taking this and painting these one last coat, the legs and the top, and then we'll get started with the gold dip. So I've got both of my tables painted now. I've got 2 coats of primer on the top because this is particle board and you want to make sure that the particle board is fully covered. It really does absorb paint much more than the rest of the wood. So this is 2 coats of primer and 1 coat of paint. And then down here is 1 coat of primer and 1 coat of paint. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on the legs. The first thing that you want to do with the gold dip legs is you want to measure how high you want to go, and so that they're even on all 3 legs. And we want to go about 10 inches so it has a nice amount of gold. I'm going to mark that right there, and then I'm going to go around and mark the rest of the legs at 10 inches as well. And the last one here. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and using painter's tape, using painter's tape, I'm going to block off right above this mark. Now you want to go right above the mark because you don't want the mark to show when you have painted your table. So you want to go just above that mark. And you want to use painter's tape so it doesn't take off the paint that you've already done. And mine is giving me quite a fit here. It's shredding on me, but let's see if I can get a good piece. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go right above this mark and wrap this paint around the leg, making sure that this bottom edge is firmly pressed down because you don't want the paint to seep underneath it. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the rest of the legs, and then we'll get started painting the gold. So I've got all 3 of my table legs taped, and I'm going to go ahead and get started painting. I've got Deco Art Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold paint that I'm going to be painting. This is just a craft paint, and I got this off of Amazon. Didn't want to go to a craft store during the quarantine, so just went straight to Amazon. Got a small little artist brush here, and I'm going to be painting this on. Now it may take more than 1 coat because this is going to spread out, but that white that's underneath it is really going to make it pop. So our legs are painted. We did have to put 2 coats on them, but they have dried to a beautiful golden shine. They're absolutely gorgeous. And we're gonna go ahead and take the tape off and see what we have here. This is the scary part because I'm always afraid that the tape is going to have stuck to the paint underneath it, but it didn't. And that is just adorable. That is so cute. I mean, how can you beat this for $5 and a $2.50 bottle of paint? It is perfect. Awesome. So we're in my daughter's apartment and we're going to get this table put in place and get a plant on it. It is going to look so cute in this boho chic apartment. There we go. And this beautiful plant. Doesn't she have a green thumb? Gorgeous. I think that looks amazing, particularly for $2.50 for each stand. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and get started on dinner and leave them to their activities. Hey y'all, so while my paint is drying on my tables, I'm going to go ahead and get started with our Spicy Peach Moscow Mule. And it is super, super easy, but that doesn't mean it's not delicious. It is really good. Now, a traditional Moscow Mule is just ginger beer, vodka, and lime juice. And we're just doing a twist on the traditional. If you've never had ginger beer, let me introduce you to it. Ginger beer is a Jamaican soda. It is not a beer. There is no alcohol in it, but it has a very, very strong ginger taste. It's really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up our cocktail and get going. I have my Moscow Mule mug here, and this is a copper mug. It keeps the drink colder, and it also lends some difference in flavor to the drink, but I love it. It just makes me feel all fancy. So I've got my Moscow Mule mug here. I'm going to go ahead and put in 1 tablespoon or the juice of 1 lime juice here, 1 tablespoon of lime juice. I'm going to put in 1 shot of peach vodka, and this is where we're getting our peach from. 1 shot of peach vodka. And I'm going to top that off with the Great Jamaican Ginger Beer Company Spicy Ginger Beer. Now, if you don't like spicy, and this is a little bit spicy, if you don't like spicy, they do have a regular ginger beer that you can get. There are so many ginger beers out there that you can find. You don't need to necessarily stick with this one, but this one is really good. So I'm going to put that in there. Yum, look at that. Give it a quick stir. And a little wedge of lime right on the side. And that is the Spicy Peach Moscow Mule. Cheers. So it's time for dinner. We are making egg roll in a bowl tonight. An egg roll in a bowl is a simple, simple dish that is carb friendly. You can make it low fat just by trading out the sausage for turkey sausage, and it is absolutely delicious. Another one of my family's favorites. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 packages of breakfast sausage into the pan, and we're going to get that browning up here. Come on. Okay, there we go. There's 1. Let's get the second one in there. And there is the second one. I'm going to get that all chopped up and start it browning, and then we'll get started on our vegetables. So my sausage is browning and it's almost done. I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of garlic, and you know how I am, a little less, a little more, usually more. I really love garlic. And I'm going to add ginger, and I use the squeezed ginger variety. I know I should be using fresh, but this is just so much easier. And I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of that as well. Now, you don't want too much of that because it can be a very strong flavor. Get that stirred in, mixed in, and then I'm going to chop my onions. The great thing about this recipe, y'all, is that it tastes just like egg rolls, but you don't have to do all the folding with the egg roll wrappers. You don't have to do the frying. So it's a great deal healthier than actually eating egg rolls, but my family loves it. All right, the next ingredient that we're going to do is 2 green onions, and I'm just going to be slicing these all the way down. You want the whites and the green tops. So I'm going to go all the way down with these. These are big. If you have a smaller green onion, you can do 3, but these were pretty large, so I don't want to overpower the dish with that onion flavor. All right, that goes in the pot. Join them in there. Get that stirred up. So I've stirred in the green onions, and there are just 2 more ingredients to this dish. So easy, so simple, and really, really quick. I'm going to be adding 2 bags of old-fashioned coleslaw mix to the pan here. And it doesn't look like it's going to fit in the pan, but y'all, it'll wilt down. So just pile it in there. There's 1. And let's get the second one in here. Now this is the coleslaw mix that has the carrots and the cabbage in it. So your carrots are already in here. You don't have to worry about doing that separately. And I always make a mess when I'm doing this part. But you want to get this into your pan and wilting down. So just try your best to fold it over without getting it everywhere, but I always do. I always make a mess making this. Egg roll in a bowl everywhere. So my coleslaw mix has wilted down, and it's about half the size that it was. The cabbage is cooked, the carrots are cooked, everything is happily existing in this pan. And I'm going to add the last ingredient, which is just soy sauce. Now this is a low sodium soy sauce. If you're really concerned about sodium, you can use amino acids instead of the soy sauce. And I'm going to add this in liberally because this is the only salt that you are adding. So that was probably about 3 tablespoons, but just season it to your taste. I'm going to get that mixed up and make it a mess. Oh, and it smells like an egg roll already. Yum. I'm going to go ahead and get some. This looks delicious. If you liked this recipe, please subscribe to my channel, like and share. Ooh, y'all, I know this is hot. It's going to hurt. So good. So hot. I'll see you next time. Cheers.